just like it was yesterday. Just like any other day, except for one thing that set it apart. It was towards the end of my freshman year, and I decided to clean out my locker early. So I gathered all of my books and all of my things, all of my belongings, everything, and I headed for home. Unfortunately, there was no other direction that I could take to get around them, no other way that I could avoid them. So I swallowed hard. I stepped forward and prepared myself for their taunts, for their laughter, for their looks of disgust. Why would today be any different than any other day? I wasn't pretty. I wasn't popular. I wasn't athletic. I didn't have very many friends. But I was smart. And I got good grades. A lot of good that did me. It only earned me the name nerd and freak. I was a misfit. And the group of kids that stood on the street corner after school every day, they found great satisfaction in reminding me of that. Like clockwork, I could expect to be pushed. And I was pushed. Oh. And my books went crashing to the ground. I covered my ears to try to muffle their laughter and their insults. I just can't take it anymore. Finally, they left. And I knelt to the ground to pick up my things. But I heard a voice, an unfamiliar voice that said, "Don't pay attention to them. They're just jerks. They really need to get a life, you know." And I looked up in amazement as she handed me one of my books. She said, "It's really no wonder you get such good grades. I would too if I brought this many books home." And then she gave me her hand, and she helped me to my feet. She introduced herself. Her name was Stacy. And Stacy would then, shockingly enough, go on to invite me to her house on Friday night. Me. Over the next 3 years, Stacy and I would become good friends. She was my greatest encourager. She introduced me to new people. She encouraged me to try new things. She took me shopping. She took me to church. And she encouraged me to get contacts. Our senior year, I was named valedictorian of our class. I had to prepare a speech, and boy, was I ever nervous. But just like Stacy did so many other times before, she patted me on the back and she said, "You're gonna do just great, I know it." So I made my way over to the podium. I cleared my throat, and I began. Graduation is a time to thank the people in your life who've helped you through the tough years. Your parents, your teachers, your siblings, maybe even a coach. But most of all, your friends. The greatest gift you could ever receive is the gift of an encouraging friend. And now I'd like to share with you my story. And just then, I caught Stacy's eye. And she looked at me in disbelief. But I just smiled. And then I went on to tell the entire crowd about that day, my freshman year, when I cleaned out my locker completely, early, so that my mom wouldn't have to do it later. You see, I had made the decision that day that I would never have to endure their insults and their laughter ever again. I had made plans to take my own life. But my fate changed that day. My fate changed when someone took a chance and stepped out to offer encouragement to me at my weakest moment. Stacy never truly realized the impact that she made on my life that day. The encouragement that you give to others, it may not save their life like it did mine. But never underestimate the power of your words, the power of your actions. One simple act of kindness can change someone's life for the better. After all, God has placed us in one another's lives for a purpose. You know, to need encouragement is human. To receive encouragement, wow, what a blessing. But to give encouragement is divine. Here, let me help you with that. Here you go. Now, try not to listen to them. They're just jerks. Listen, would you like to go to lunch? Let's go.